Yo, what's going on, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, Action Creature. And today we are looking at a Zilla figure, and this is made by Artie McFly 13 on Instagram. This file is from the scammer we all know, Arctic Figures. But something really great has happened in the community. So many people have come together to get these figures out to people for a affordable price. So let me just break down the prices for you real quick. For a unassembled Zilla that you have to build yourself, I believe it's $35 shipped. So right off the bat, that is a great price. For a assembled one, I paid $75, I believe. And that is an amazing price when you consider that it's just one guy printing these out and putting them together for you. So you just really can't beat that. Like, try to remember the extortionate prices Arctic Figures was wanting us to pay. And some of us did pay, like me. This would probably turn out being a $350 figure or $200. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so this one comes to us at 75 bucks and it is a great deal. He will even paint them, but I haven't requested to have one painted, so I don't know the price on that. Obviously, it's going to be more expensive. I would say maybe like 100 or so, maybe 120 ish, maybe 150. It takes a lot of time to paint a figure, so you're going to get a little bit more pricey there. I'm not sure what the price is, but I'm sure you could ask him and find out if that is what you're wanting. He did want me to let you guys know that he only takes 10 commissions at a time, but they open up pretty frequently depending on his orders. So just keep that in mind as well. Try to be patient. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the details of this figure. So before getting into the details, let's just get something out of the way. And it's in regards to customer service. So as you see here, there's a bit of a print defect on Zilla's head here. There's a line just going right through his eye, over the head, and through the other eye. And when I got this, I was a little bit disappointed, so I went ahead and messaged Artie to see if he'd be able to do anything about it. And so he actually offered to send me a replacement head with the graboid figure that I ordered. So that's amazing right there. Another thing, though, is he told me that if I am unable to get the head on myself, that he would actually just replace the whole figure for me. So that's just amazing right off the bat, especially dealing with Arctic Figures. There's a good line of communication there, so I don't think you guys have to worry. Another good thing about Artie, real quick, is he let me pay with PayPal goods and services. So, if he did decide to become a shitty scammer, then I could always just get my money back, and you guys could too. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying. I think when you're buying custom figures from anyone that's not a well-established company, it's always smart to go PayPal goods and services. But with all that out of the way, let's look at this figure here. So starting off with the head, there is just so much detail. Artie did tell me that he actually uses a 12K printer. And I really don't like most things that are 3D printed because they have that just 3D printed look. Like they are very shiny or there's print lines going throughout the figure. But with this, everything is very smooth, and once it's painted, you could probably hardly tell it was ever 3D printed. But let's get a closer look at the head here. I mean, that printer really went to work. There is so much detail. All the teeth are there, and it looks great. And on this side of the head, that print defect actually kind of looks cool, like a scar, but I'm going to be painting this, so I just really don't want that to be there. So that's why I'm really appreciative he's willing to replace that for me. Looking at the neck, the saggy neck, it's even got like the little spikes there. Um, the skin is really well textured, as you can see. All the dorsals have a very nice texture on them. And if Arctic Figures did sculpt this himself, he did a really good job. I'll give him that, you know. Bad person, but great sculptor. Looking at the underside of the body, just look at all that detail. Very textured. All the flaps are there. The insides of the legs look really good too. All that, like, all these folds and stuff, and the little bumps and all the scales. It's all there. It's a really great Zilla sculpt. The tail looks really good. It's awesome. I mean, I could sit here and just go over every little detail, but, you know, we only have so much time. Just take my word for it. It looks really good in person, too. But yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the articulation. Why am I clapping? You might be able to guess why. It has something to do with the figure's articulation. The figure is actually standing. I mean, look at this. It's actually standing. That's great. This is something that the V-Rex figure, that freaking piece of doo-doo, could not do. This thing will stand. And I mean, you can mess around with it, and, you know, obviously if you hit it too much, it'll fall over, but overall, you just set it down, it's standing, and you could do pretty much any pose. Like, this pose right here would probably be the hardest for it to actually stand, and as you can see, it's doing it just fine. There's no issues. So Artie, you did an amazing job figuring out a way to make this thing stand. And let me kind of just explain more about the articulation here. So instead of using strings, he actually used a metal wire and I believe hot glue or super glue to make this figure a lot more sturdy than it would have been with just, you know, hair ties or whatever Arctic Figures used. So I just had to get that out of the way. This figure can stand, and it's amazing. Let's go ahead and get into the head articulation. So the jaw opens, that much right there. The head will look up, not very much, and will look down. Okay, well, the head came off. It looks like the wire actually broke on me in there from maybe just messing around with it too much. So that's unfortunate. I guess just be careful with it, but I did have to take this head off anyways to replace it. I'm not actually sure how the head will be put into here. I'll have to talk to Artie about that, but the head is off. So we could do a replacement now, but unfortunately there's no easy way for me to reattach this because the wire did break there. I have been moving the head around a lot, so maybe when you guys get yours, don't move it as much. You do have to remember it is a custom figure, so it's just one of those things. And for the price point, I really can't complain too much because I could always get those like hobby joints and maybe put one in there and then connect it to the head, but yeah, the metal wires, I'm not sure how long they will hold up over time, so that is kind of unfortunate that happened. This is actually like the, I think, third time I've done this video and I just, you know, haven't been able to get all my thoughts out there clearly, so I've been redoing it a few times, but you know, I really can't do this video again, so I guess this is just my final take here. Anyways, the neck, you know, it moves a good amount. You just don't move it too much, because if you're moving it too much over the time, I think the metal wires will probably break. And that might be something that Artie could possibly reconsider and try to think of a different way to articulate the figures. But at the end of the day, you have the sculpt there. They're all separate pieces. So if you're into customizing, you still have the sculpt. You could probably figure something out and maybe build this up a little bit better. But yeah, so the neck didn't really move very much. As for the body, it doesn't move very much either. It's pretty sturdy. For the arms, they will rotate all the way around. And these are actually the only parts of the figure that are on a string. The elbow will straighten out all the way right there, and it will go at a little bit more than 90. The wrist will go down and will go up and twist as well. For the legs, the great part about the legs is, like I was saying earlier, very sturdy. I believe they're on wire as well. But yeah, so they will go back that much and forward that much. The knees will straighten out to there and bend into there. Artie did tell me that this section right here can move as well, but the pin makes it really tight, so moving this part is pretty hard for me right now. I don't want to push it because I really don't want to break it. But I believe if you heated this up, it would really start moving. For the feet, they will go down that much and up that much. So the feet don't move a insane amount, but you do want to have them sturdy to make sure that the figure can stand. As for ankle pivot, it'll go in that much and out that much. The hips themselves will also move out, and this rotates, so you can really get the ankles in any position that you want. As for the tail here, the tail will go up all the way right there, and will go down really far, and going side to side really far as well too. The tail honestly came out amazing. It really moves super nicely. The only thing with the tail though is when you straighten it out, these pieces right here really start to just rotate around a lot. But once you put it in position, they move a lot less because there's obviously more tension there. So that is nice. The tail moves really well. So now let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. So we have Zilla holding his head here like a football. And I thought that was pretty funny. But up first for a size comparison, we have the Hiya Toys Godzilla. And this looks really great together. I like the size difference. Had to just adjust the camera real quick there. But yeah, this size difference looks really nice. I like this. They go really well together. Up next here, we have Ultraman. And these look really great together as well. I can't help but laugh. Like, it looks like a giant mouth with the head off there. But yeah, I would love to see a fight between Ultraman and Zilla. Will probably never happen, but these go really well together too. And lastly, well, not lastly, I'll do a few more. We got -1. Let me just adjust his head here so he's looking up and y'all can see his face. These look really good together. I like the size difference too. Obviously, it's not perfect scale, but I like to imagine Zilla a little bit bigger so he could somewhat put up a fight against all these other Godzillas. Up next, we have this really cool Denver Broncos Mecha Godzilla. This is from Ultraman. This is actually a really good figure. I honestly really like it, and I'll probably do a review on this soon too. But yeah, there is that figure. And lastly, we'll just throw Shitty 7 in. Why not? There he is, up against the Super 7 Godzilla. I just want to say, don't take me breaking the head off of this figure as a red flag, because this guy is really awesome. You know, he put this together for me, and I can't really be mad that the head broke off because I was really trying to get some more articulation with the head, and I didn't realize what actually was, going on in here. So you see there's a super glue in there. Well, not super glue, but hot glue, and it stops the wire from moving a lot. And the head was already nicely seated in there, so there really wasn't going to be much movement, but I just kept trying to get it to move more. And me doing that obviously just broke the head off. So yeah, that's my bad. But yeah, we'll just hold Zilla's head in place for now so we can look at the figure in all its glory. I mean, it looks awesome. At the end of the day, I paid $75 for this, and I could have paid 35 and put it together myself, but yeah, I honestly think it's a good deal. I mean, you really can't go wrong. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this video. Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one. Until next time, bye bye.